can see there, we've hit something. So with these rotivators, they hit anything of any consequence, they automatically start, which is great because there's a lot of stone in this ground. Blunt your blades a bit. This sort of thing, it's fetching up great, and we can just rake it out. And I'm going to have a little talk in a few minutes about why I'm rotivating, I do, and the various options either way. In fact, now I'm here, I'll give the rotivator a little break and we'll have a little talk about it. So I was just thinking while I was rotivating, it's Simon again. It's April, isn't it? It's the last week of April basically. Swallows are here now. Seen my first swallow in the last few weeks. But they're a little bit late this time of year. I always gauge spring by the first swallow I see, which I think was about the 21st, 22nd this year. So yeah, I'll turn it round shortly, but I've been doing a big area. So very, very little brief chat about no dig versus rotivation or hand digging. Pros and cons. No dig, obviously, save your back, save your spade, save all that sort of equipment. But you've got to have a massive amount of well-rotted compost or well-rotted manure, loads and loads and loads. From somewhere, some organic matter, humus, leaves that have rotted down. We can put it on the surface, and then obviously you've got to have an awful lot of cardboard, so you can put your cardboard on top of your grass and your weeds. Remember your perennial weeds, those things that come back every year, your big rooted things, couch grass, dot leaves, dandelions, all those things just want to live. They want to carry on living, so they'll put the roots down and they'll come through your cardboard, they'll come through your compost. So you've got to get into those, you've got to get them out. You look at people like Curtis Stone, he'll tell you exactly the same thing. Market gardeners, these are professional people earning a living from this, so they know what they're talking about. You've got to get these big weeds out. Curtis uses flame throwers on his, the little gas flame throwers to kill off the weeds, but the root will still be there. You've got to dig that root out, you've got to fetch it out. So that method, no dig, Charles Dowdy, massive proponent of that. I'm all in favour and I'm trying it myself in various areas. I've decided, because this was an allotment and it was like a forest before, so this is a different point of view, to rotivate. I'm lucky that I've got my own rotivator. I had a little market garden in the early stages a couple of years ago, and I'm using it now and it's coming to its benefit. So it comes in very, very handy to rotivate things into the soil, turning new soil over, but you've still got to dig out the stones. There's brick and stone in this all over. There's been an old outhouse on this ground, so that's got to come out. These machines, when they hit it, they'll stop or they'll skip over the top of it. If it's in its way or it breaks, it automatically cut out. You can hire them for the day, good quality medium range one, about 50 to 70, 80 pound a day, I believe. Smaller ones, you might get them 30 to 50 pound a day, but you won't get as much work out of them. And obviously then we're going to cover this over with probably the weed fabric, the weed membrane and organic compost. Excuse me. So there's various ways. It's all hard work. There's no doubt about it. Whatever you do, no dig or dig, it's hard work. So be prepared for physical fitness, lots of bending, lots of stretching. You've got to be physically fit to do this, but it will get you fit as long as you pace yourself and take your time. It's like going to the gym. You'll make some mistakes, you'll pull a few muscles, you'll this, that and the other. At the end of the day, it will get you fit. It's a glorious day here, absolutely gorgeous here in South Yorkshire in the UK. It's lovely. So those are in a nutshell. You just see me doing there, and I can talk more about it. So I'll add this at a later date, and then obviously we can talk about it and comment when we've got a chance. Lucky during the lockdown we can get here. There's no restrictions on us coming on our allotments. We're very lucky for our mental health, and I'd recommend anybody to get themselves on an allotment waiting list, or get one of the spare ones that are going throughout the UK, and use it and utilise, and then lobby your council for more space. If there's waiting lists, you can keep onto the council. You can tell them that you want to plot. London, I believe, is very difficult to get a plot, very understandably. I think the more densely populated an area, the harder it is to get. But then again, it's about lobby groups, it's about petitions, because there is a legal requirement for councils to provide these, but it's a grey area. But there is in statute, in in law there's a legal requirement to provide where there is a reasonable demand, and as usual in British law, what is reasonable. So let's keep pushing for these allotments, guys. Let's keep using them. It's our only legal right to land in the UK. We have no other unless we buy it, and of course it's extremely expensive. But again, we can touch on that at a later date, discuss it. YouTube is a fantastic way of meeting people, gaining knowledge. It's a library, a world library at your fingertips in video form, of course. So let's use it to the best of our advantage, and hopefully for the right reasons. Yeah. All right, speak to you soon.